All right, so this is all about making a custom solve for a hand. So this is open to 10, ace queen suited, pretty normal,
Hmm.
pretty small three bet. I don't think we fold this. I think I might four bet or fold ace queen off live against a linear three bet range, but I'm not going to fold this super card. We hit an ace, yay.
Okay.
So this guy,
Hey, Larry, I just got back. What was the pre-flop? I just missed it.
sure. It is.
You get three bet. Okay, I see.
I guess we bet call this version. I'm not going to fold the stupid bird to the size. He bets about quarter, what we would expect. Yeah, third, what we would expect. You're not folding. Jack bets half. I don't think we fold. I don't think we're thinking about folding. It'd be really adjustment to fold here. And then it's awkward because you don't have much stuff behind. He shoves. I guess we're calling.
Wait. Yeah, I think it's probably pretty dicey, probably. I mean, in theory, I don't think you ever fold, but I'm wondering how it is against these players. This is
Yeah. I would you say a call is the adjustment, or would you say
no,
a
fold would be the
fold is the
adjustment.
adjustment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a fold would be adjustment. So I didn't know this guy. My only thing was that he was playing a lot of hands. More
Yeah,
hands than
okay.
he
Well, if you
should.
have
So
some info, I just saw your tag that said loose and unknown, but if you've seen him post flop, like he might be playing a lot of hands, but this triple barrel kind of says something, more to it.
it does. It does. And you're going to be shocked by his combo, says the YouTube short.
Okay.
It's like classic mergy fishy stuff, right? I mean, I don't know if he's thinking absolute hand strength or he's thinking he's looking at his combos. He's looking at the board and saying, oh, okay, so Queen 10 missed, diamonds missed, all the combos, all the draws missed. I don't think I can fold to a shove if my opponent shoves. So then villain here says I might as well just shove.
Yeah, and it could be as simple as this is the best hand he's had of all the hands he's played, and by God, he's going to die on this hill with pocket kings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to understand. I mean, we know what solver is going to do. This the custom solver I built, which we'll look at, is going to do essentially it's never going to play it this way, obviously. But we'll look at the custom solve and then we'll compare contrast to we'll compare contrast pre-flop. So in this configuration, chip PV, he's supposed to uh three bet 118 combos, and I gave him a much more linear range. I gave him 80 combos, so 6% of range as opposed to
Yeah, and do you
9% of range.
do you think, in all honesty, like they're even three betting this range?
This might be even a little loose.
Yeah, I
This
would
might
think
be a
so
little
too.
bit, it might be even more linear. So when he raises, we're supposed to call 141 combos. And then I gave myself half that. And I think this is reasonably what I think I jam ace king off, but against what I think is a linear three bet range, I'm going to call ace king suited because I think it has more playability. So this would be my calling range. I might actually shave off jack ten suited, muck it. But anyway, let's see. Given these ranges to start, let's see what we're supposed to do here. So these are the ranges. Basic. So he's doing very well when we give these ranges to the solver. He's out of position equities just through the roof. Um, so he is, if we compare. Yeah, it gets kind of ridiculous when you begin to modify the pre-flop ranges. His equity is 64.36 on this on this uh on this texture. We have the exact same combos, but he's just got a lot more insects. And I don't know how he gets to realize more equity out of position, but whatever. It's like, so much equity. So obviously in Solverland, if you've got such a, as you guys know, accomplished solver nerds, we've got such a massive equity advantage. In theory, we're always betting small. Now the question is, what do we call? We are calling. Yeah, these are just diamonds. We're never folding an ace yet. In theory, we've already got a bluff catcher with queens. The jacks are now shook. Nines are shook. Nines are interesting because they mix between slow playing and in position raise. They're really the only raise we have, except for maybe ace king. But I take this in position raise. Do you guys ever fast play sets here on this texture and through the pot in position?
Yeah, I mean, ever, yes. But I tend to like, I think because the SPR and your situation, we were still decently deep, right? And if we're still decently deep, I would fast play more.
Yeah, we don't really. I don't think we really need to fast play that with nines because what's the SPR? So when we call here 15, 125, our SPR is essentially one now. I don't think we need to fast play it.
Wait, if you call, your SPR will be like 2 to 1.
Wait a minute, am I counting on 20, 25, 20, yeah, 150, yeah, 2-1. You're right. Excuse me. Let me get some water in.
But I think that's still shallow enough that um like slope not raising the nine still I think is pretty viable, right?
Yeah, I think they're probably, yeah, it's in depth. It's just such a powerful hand and unblocking then gets everything. So in theory. So we're gonna call. Timeless the jack. Now this is where it's going to obviously diverge.
Oh, by the way, what was his c betting strategy?
I gave him what was in the solver.
Yeah, in your solve.
I gave him
So
bet
he's c betting
25,
range.
big bet. Yeah, he's bet in range. Because which makes sense, right? Because he's got such a range advantage here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was ever going to check like kings and queens and then some frequency of like aces or something. I didn't know if it had any checking.
Yeah, I played with different sizes. This is a pretty easy solve to run because it's 3 to 5, not very many combos, low SPR. I played around with some different sizings, and in the end, it really just likes to use this small size across range. I think it's because of the range advantage. So we call turn is Jack clubs. Now this is where it's going to diverge. He just checks from. He doesn't ever. I didn't give it a small size. I was trying to get it to use the size that he uses a little bit. So I didn't give it like another small size and give it this polar sizing. And it doesn't, yeah, it's always checking. It's checking everything. Sets of ace. Now I would imagine what's happened here in theory is that once we call, all of a sudden range versus range is a jump ball. So we're going to go off solve here. But when he does bet, I guess highest this is his overall equity, but obviously his turn sets. Highest equity. I think sets have more equity than aces because I'm blocking the candidates, I guess. I'm blocking my ace sets. But again, yeah, he's not really, in theory, you're not betting here at all, except for maybe nines. And your two pair, nothing else. Interesting. So if he does bet, if he does 5% of the time, you're not folding. You still play nines. What gets interesting is that now the 70% equity of ace jack are turning two pair are ready to play for stats. Ace king is got a little bit more. What about like, it's like 10 is out. Second pair. It's falling. There's very little equity, but it's calling. Even our aces up the thing, which is surprising. All right, so we call. And then it was a brick, I think. Yeah, five spades. So this shows in this solver, this shows what all the combos are doing. He's out of position is mixing across. He doesn't really care. He's mixing across all rivers. He doesn't. The best rivers, I guess, for an RP jack. Because it's betting the most on those. Or king. Yes, it's now going to for all of them. But it's the five spades. And where is jams coming from? Because bluffs are like queens hearts with a whopping 3% equity. 10-9, whopping 8%. When he's small, in theory, he's pretty linear in his betting. He's blocking with ace queen. This is block sizing. Or smaller sizing, I should say. Checking. And he never has, and obviously the nines that he has, let's do that. Even though how much equity does it think ace jack has? Has a lot. I would imagine if he checks, and we jam, we call him ace jack. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, he didn't check. He went all in. And then this is, I guess, where it gets interesting. What does the solver like to call here? And our combo is indifferent, but we're mostly calling. If we look at this as so, it gets very suit dependent. Whether it wants to call, whether it wants to fall. But I think Essentially, I think it's a hero call. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I would never have expected him to jam kings.
Yeah,
And
it was very strange. I mean, I think ace king we're calling all the time, even in reality. Ace queen, I think it's probably, I don't, do you think it's a losing call against humans?
I thought it might be really, really like just break even at best.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then ace jack, which is two pair, obvious. Then ace 10, yeah, I guess we're calling. Well, ace 10, I think is a put. We can see it. We can see it here. Where it's borderline hands. Ace kings, ace 10. I think we fold ace 10. I think it has 30% equity here. I don't think so. Our hand, pretty much like ace. Maybe it has perimeter, some weird perimeter properties that I don't see that make it more of a call. If it's got the same equity, it's 10, and then queens are, excuse me, queens are up.
Do a quick recap of the action for Brian. Brian probably has a good sense of the live.
Hey, Brian. Sure.
Trying to read through
So
it. I was getting confused when I was reading through the custom solve.
yeah, we open the smallish three bet. We decide to call. We hit an ace. We use a third. We call. That's half pot,
Third, then half. Then 35, then 60, then jammed.
and then jams.
Mm.
And I was uncomfortable, but
Well, don't show the result yet because I.
You know
oh,
what?
sorry,
The only
sorry.
thing that was, I think that generally this is not going to be as good of a call, but the weird sizing on the turn is the only thing
Yeah,
that could give you like a sense that he's not as strong as he's trying to.
yeah. I mean, it's like a very kind of a fishy sizing, like that pot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like I think this is like a, this is like a really weird spot. It's like, I think you're just not, like, you can't fold the turn. And then on the river, what is he jamming? 188 into 2 foot. I think you just call. So,
Yeah,
well,
188 to 240.
yeah, it sucks, but like, I mean, if he's ever doing this with diamonds or if he ever does this with, I mean, yeah, the river, it's the partners, he's probably on the river with diamonds, but yeah, I mean, I would say it's player dependent. I mean, you don't know much about the guy, obviously. It says loose unknown. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of a side call.
Yeah, I think side
He's
call is
gonna have ace
appropriate.
king a lot. He shouldn't have aces quite as often. He has jack some portion of the time.
Yeah, we're gonna run jacks. Um, so I gave pretty tight ranges here, about half as many combos as GTO Wizard uses pre-flop. And then the question became, where is our threshold for fault for calling a solver? Well, mixing is clean. It's a call. We're winning very little chips though. And then it cares about seats though. We've got little matters. And then so then we were just going over where the call was. I mean, our pot odds are pretty attractive. I don't think it's not an easy call, but it's hard to find bluffs on this, except for on diamonds. Maybe some busted like king queen. King queen is the most obvious. King queen because it turned equity. King queen of diamonds would be the most obvious bluff there. Not
You know if the
flush
guy was
draw.
three betting wide?
Turn gut. I didn't see enough of them to understand how often it
Hmm.
has to be done. Anyway, that's my hand. That's my
Yeah, I'll stick with my gut that said that the call was break even at best and probably losing.
Yeah, I
yeah.
would still agree with that.
I think probably right. I think it was a little bit of a hero.
Yeah, I think the only way you can find the call is like, why did you do that on the turn? Is like,
Yeah.
why would you go 35, 60? Does it weird?
The one lesson I could take away from this, which I think makes sense with Solver, is that if there's one lesson I think that we can apply to the real world, is that he's betting range here, which I think is fine. We bet range. We are folding half our range here. So in theory, this overperforms, right? So like what's our MDF to a B50? It's like we're supposed to defend 67% of our range. So in theory, you're supposed to fold about 35, but it overperforms here in solver because he's got such a range advantage. So I, I think I think the bet small on well, I know you guys like to check out of position. Brian does, I think that's fine too. Trying to understand where he is in his range. But we can understand why Theory wants to range bet here. But and this is so if we look here, it tells us across all flops. I'm sorry, all turn cards. What his strategy is. We look at the bottom. It was a jack. This is actually the card that he checks the most.
It makes no this bluff is. I don't even know what the hell he's thinking. I don't think he knows he's bluffing. He doesn't really know what he's doing. This was a I have kings and I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Like that's what it is. It's like it's not. This is terrible.
So
It makes no sense.
let's compare. Like so, the jack was the worst card for the bet because I guess we got a lot of ace jack. So let's give it like the jack of spades. Pure check. He's checking 95% of range. All right, now let's change this. Let's give him the card he bets the most on. With the well, he likes the kings. We'll give him the two of spades. With the two of spades, king still check. So this is, I think, the one we take away is that the if we choose to range bet here with our kings and queens and jacks, we just check and try to realize our equity. But once we call, like the equity of kings is 50%. That's precisely a middle. It's a middling hand. Marginal made hand. That's the term I was looking for. The poker coaching marginal made. Now he's continuing with. I think I would continue with diamonds here, but I'm not finding these. A bluff. But I could see continuing with like jack. So anyway, that's what I have. What do you guys got? What did you bring to the table? You got hands?
Brian, you got any?
Yeah, there's some hands.
All right,
Give
do
me
it.
like 2 seconds. Let me put water in my coffee maker.
All right, Mike, you got any hands for the weekend?
I mean, I've got my usual, marked hands that I always have questions about.
There's some major puntage from this week.
All right, we'll wait for Brian first, and then we'll look at it. Sutton, you got any hands?
I do not actually.
No worries.
I'm ready. We'll
All
share
right,
my screen.
the floor is yours, sir.
Um, let's pull up. This is the most one of the more interesting. I find this one to be more interesting. I'm not in on my computer. That's why. Cash game. Sorry, I gotta join on my computer real quick. All right, can you guys see it?
Almost. Yes.
Um, at least a week ago, so I had to remember. I think I remember this kid, and I believe I really wanted to play heads up against him. So I might have been ISOing a bit wider than usual.
So if he's a kid to you, what was he like, 14?
I mean, he was probably older than me, but he was younger. He was probably older than me, but still a kid. Um, I believe, I'm pretty sure this is the hand where I was playing. He's probably around my age, he's probably 25, 24. And he played really bad. And I really wanted to be heads up in position against him. So I would ISO a bit wider if he opened because I was getting a lot of folds behind too. So I wasn't like if I was getting called a lot, I think this is a terrible ISO. It's even worse than it is, that I'm using it for right now. But
You are isolating the
Yeah.
fish and playing heads up.
that's what I'm trying to do. But if I was getting called a lot, I think this would be a really bad option for it. You just kind of want to when you're getting called a lot. So we get this flop. Guy checks. Does anyone want to play my hand?
Sure. So I would imagine so limp raise hand. I would what's our SPR? SPR is infinite. I would like to bet half here.
Okay, that's what I like to do. All right, so he calls, and now we get this turn.
All
It
right.
checks to you. What would you like to do?
So I think um we're at the bottom of our range with our flush drawn shooting gutter. Um, so his range is somewhat filtered here. What does he have? He has obviously he's got some Jack X, which is a nightmare. It's a King X. He doesn't have under pairs. Um, I don't think he has a check raising range.
Sorry, I do want to say that the guy did play his value aggressively. I played with him the night before. This was my second time playing with him.
So he does have check raises.
I would say, well, yeah, I think he has check raises around flushes and Jack X. Yeah,
All right. So why don't we recap him using Hungry Horse
yeah, that was
strat and
my thought process.
go very small here and see if he gets check raised. So yeah, see if he check raises us. Doesn't. All right. Um, well, we are never winning a showdown. He appears to probably be devoid of jacks and devoid of flushes. It did say check raise. You might still have a nut flush in there. But we're not going to win with queen high. So I think we bet 225 to 250.
Like your bet better. Thought so. I was sitting here. I don't know. I guess my calibration was off. I said that if I was betting for value here, and I think the best hand he has here a lot of the time is some sort of king X, and I got here with queen jack or something like that. And I was betting for value. I said I would go about 100. Um, I think I bet like 170 or 160 with my bluff. But you got the tank, but he called and then king queen. So obviously calibration is off. I think you're right. I think 225, 250 gets it through.
He came close to folding.
Yeah, he came close. He ends up calling, and I was kind of like when he was getting. Yeah, I mean, I basically was really confident that he had a king here. Um,
Yeah,
I
king
get
is
a
the
lot.
most obvious fall calling.
And the weird thing is that he would open like kind of aggressively. So I was expecting him to have almost no strong kings because he seemed to open a lot of his a decent amount of hands. So I'm like, well, King 10 is probably the strongest King X hand he has here.
So you thought he
And
was splitting his range.
he was splitting his range. I just was surprised that King Queen was not within it. Like I saw him open like Ace 8 offsuit from the load from the hijack to like 15 and then turn around and limp King Queen. I don't know. It
Gotcha.
doesn't make so I guess I was off about everything. I only thing I can say is that I guess that I mean like I like the play. I think that this might have been wrong. I think maybe I need to expect that this guy's more of a calling station. Maybe like if in this situation we just need to be going for thicker value and bigger on our bluff here, or just maybe not trying to bluff. I don't know. I mean, I would think that you can get him to fold that. If you jam, he's got to fold. I think.
So yeah, I mean we don't know what his we can estimate his threshold for calling here. I mean the other option is you B50 and then you give up, but you turn some equity. What was his combo? Did he have the queen of diamonds?
I don't recall specifically
Uh,
if he did or didn't.
no worries. So yeah, I mean I think your line is fine, but I'm not well studied on Hungry Horse anymore. But I think his sizes can be really outrageous when he caps
Yeah.
someone on turn.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
two times pot, two and a half. I honestly have not looked at Hungry Horse that much recently, but
I think this is a middling. Like here, I think that I should just be firing so off. Like if I'm in the spot of, I think I'm gonna get him to raise off his Jack X and flushes on the turn, and he's donking everything else on the river that doesn't beat that, that beats that, that just calls, then I have him super capped, and I should just be ripping it on the river, or at least going absurd on the river. It's probably a better play because I think maybe this could have been a little bit of like, well, maybe there are still some brick walls and I don't want to go crazy here. Even though like I did think like what would I go to target the king to call and how much would I go? So how much should I go to fold? I didn't consider that there should be no brick walls and I could just rip it on him.
I mean the ace is better for you in theory,
Oh yeah,
but
everything about this runout's actually kind of good to get him to fold King X. Like, we get a diamond and a board pairing jack and then an ace on the river to like I mean most players I'm gonna get them to lay down the king here.
yeah. So this sizing will work often in your pool.
Yeah. I mean that's the other thing with Hungry Horses. Like I think that Hungry Horse when players are thinking more and more, even though it's not like they're that much better, and the money just like I think you can just go here. It's like it just matters how significant the size is. It's like just don't give them great odds to call, and make sure it's a big sounding size, and these people will fold. Like sometimes it's ridiculous, but I see people fold, and I'm like, I want them to call, and I'm like, this is insane what you're folding to, because they'll show me them folding top pair, and I'm like, I'm betting like 2/3 pot. Like this is not that much. You only have to be right here every once in a while. If you're folding that, that's insane. Like one guy folded a set to me recently, and I was
So
drawing.
with your, so you think obviously this should overperform against pool, this over bet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was a hand where I thought I had fold equity, and I check raise jammed a guy with an open-ended straight draw on the flop. It wasn't super deep, and he face up folds a set. And I was like,
That's crazy.
what the hell is going on right now? I was like, this is insane. I was like, thank you for folding, but this is crazy.
Yeah, that
Oh, yeah.
sucks.
He's like, I thought you could have had nines or straight already. And I was like, okay, sure. Whatever you say, buddy. That's fine. Just keep folding that to me.
All
But yeah, so we got that's the first one we can get.
right, who's gonna do this one? Dean, you out there? You breathing?
Yep.
Hey, Danny, you are in, oh, sorry. You're in the straddle. And or you're in the big blind with a straddle on the button and a call in the small blind. What do you want to do with King Jack suited?
Wait, we're first to go?
It's a button straddle, a
No,
call,
but we're first to act. Oh, you
and
just
second.
called. Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
we're
just
raising.
called.
You gotta squeeze it.
How big did you want to go?
That's good.
25. You get called here.
Wait, how'd that guy call? He wasn't first to act.
This is a button straddle, so action starts from the small blind and then goes
Oh, okay.
around.
Button shadows are like incredibly weird
Easy.
spots.
They suck, dude. And now,
Oh God.
Just
You bet
call.
25, 22 into what? 75?
80.
22 and the 75 in the, yeah, 80. You just,
What are you doing,
I,
Dean?
Left footed call.
you're just calling. It's multi-way though.
Yeah, I know.
I I adjusted and said that his multi-way donk is going to be stronger. So let's put more money in now against his multi-way donk is what I decided to do. Let me get this.
Hmm, so hmm, I'm a station now.
Yeah. What does everybody think here?
Well, I was not a fan of the Rays. I was
Okay.
in the call camp call there too. Only because I mean, sure, you do have like relatively decent hand here, but relative strength, it's not that great. You don't, you're nowhere near the nuts.
No.
Um, and like you said, his range is going to be stronger, which I agree.
Yeah.
And the donks, I mean, look at this board. I mean, who donks into this board without just some ridiculous equity if you don't already have the nuts or really strong hand? Like when you say you think his range is strong, I think it is like super strong.
I kind of put it at like strong and vulnerable and strong, like, or like something like ace queen with the ace of heart,
Well,
ace
I mean,
jack with the ace of hearts.
And
one
then
way to
I'm
think
like you
about
when you
Raise,
this,
asked the
raise,
question
raise.
about what do you think about this when he jams, I'm like, this is like, gosh, I like almost wanted to fold.
I
yeah,
know
you
I
want to
did
have
too.
Yeah.
four outs.
I really wanted to fold. I don't know why I didn't
One way to look at
fold.
this is that when you choose to imposition raising, now what, let's go through your reasoning for raising. Your reasoning was we have a really good hand.
He's
I
not
want to
folding
put
a
money in
strong.
now.
He's not folding a king yet. He's not folding king 10. He's not. I mean, these people don't. These people have ace king within their range as well. Still. ace
Okay.
queen, ace jack. They're not folding any of those hands. They have plenty of hands to a pair and a heart draw that are calling and putting in a lot of money. Those are the
So the
reasons why.
one argument for calling is that you've got positional advantage, right?
Yeah.
Now, raising is nice because it forces out any equity that player three has, but he's probably not folding whatever he has here. But you've now essentially eliminated your positional advantage. When you call, your range is still wide, composed of some queen X, maybe some underpairs with a heart, and he, we're going to assume, is not a study player, choosing to dunk into two people here. So it's going to allow you to understand a bit more about his range when you allow him to act first on turns and rivers. Whereas here, you've really taken that away because you become the aggressor. I would argue it's more uncomfortable just calling you, but I would say you elicit more information from the out of position player when you choose to call with your hand, which is uh, a good hand, but on this texture, as uh, Mike pointed out, this is a very unusual spot to see a talk.
Yeah.
They have like
I
a lot of fucking no set.
would would still stand by a raise here. I think a fold to the three bet is good though. I think there's enough hands and players that are gonna donk here with hands like King 10, Ace King, Ace Jack, and Ace Queen, and all those hands that contain a heart or and straight draw that are never folding to a raise, but aren't jamming back over
Okay.
the top. So
Okay.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean, just against pool is why I think I would stand by this. But
All right.
once this happens, I think I need to always be folding.
And plus, they're
Yeah.
probably like discounted on a lot of like King 10 type stuff because they didn't just open pre-flop. They were first to
Well,
act and they just limped.
well, some of these guys, well, the range that people are going to be opening from the small blind on a big blind straddle is going to be super strong. Like these guys are not opening, aren't messing around on a big blind straddle from the small blind, which because you're first to act with eight people behind you or seven people behind you,
Yeah,
and
it's under the gun.
yeah, I mean it's even more under the gun than being under the
Hmm.
gun. So it's and there's a straddle on which makes them open even tighter. Anyways, like there's a lot of people I see that just call
Yeah.
king, call
And
ace queen, ace jack.
isn't a common strategy like if people like people that study straddled pots, especially a button straddle, a common strategy is to open limp this if you're in the small blind, like almost your whole range, right?
Yeah, if you have a it's generally or you have aggressive players behind you. So you have like a limp call and fold and limp raise. Should be done. I don't
So
think
it's
these
almost
people are
kind of
doing that.
conceivable that he would limp, say he would limp and call your raise with jacks maybe and queens maybe because your raise is pretty strong.
I mean that's I don't know if that's like if you would say that as in this guy's studying because he's definitely not. And it's just fish.
Or even more so if they're a fish, they will limp and then just call jacks and queens.
Yeah, I think that there's it's I think Queens probably opened some portion of Jacks just so yeah, I mean there can be Jacks and Queens in there. Definitely possible. But I mean the other thing is that he has basically probably every combination of every suited ace with ace X of hearts. Maybe this is just a fold.
Five, six suited.
Yeah, like he's got probably all people don't lay down they don't lay down suited aces to one bet usually. I mean half the time you three bet them and they're not folding a suited ace. Even if they were shallow as shit, they don't understand the properties of their hand. I called, it was the bad call, and he flopped it. Really rough. That was stupid. I think I shouldn't be calling there.
No, I think you should fold.
Yeah.
Yep.
You essentially made a where you at bet.
I mean,
I
that
th
wasn't, yeah, well, that's not the intention. The intention is that I expect to have a better hand than you most of the time, and I think that you aren't going to fold when I raise here, so I put money in for value. But then when you do this, I know I should be thinking, oh fuck, I'm never ahead here. I'm always snapping this off with a set because I can improve.
Yeah, you're gonna
Like,
40% of the time you're the portable pair. I think it's the metric.
but
Yeah.
with two pair, it's obviously entirely different. I only 4 outs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, yeah, this is a terrible call. I think. I mean, I just think that in my head, what was going on is Fee's ever doing this with the ace X of hearts, and I was like, dude, you're playing against some old Indian guy who hasn't done anything crazy aggressive in the last 30 minutes. Like, guy's not doing this with the ace of hearts for his whole stack. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fold. That's what when like after the hand, I was sitting there. I was like, dude, you just like this guy's probably bluffed one time in 60 years. So
And this is like the Ace of Hearts 10
It,
X, you know?
it
yeah,
is.
Like,
It's a
where he
very
already has a
hard to.
straight.
It's
yeah,
a very
yeah.
hard hand to put down, but it's yeah. I mean, this is a game now of relative hand strength, and your relative hand strength has shrunk to very little at this point.
Yep.
And not
Yeah.
a lot of people find the 3-bet bluffs on the flop, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
Uh,
if he had 150 left and jammed, I think it's just a call because but when you have a full stack, completely different because it's like some of these people are like, whatever, let's just fucking run it. I got a heart. Who cares?
Yeah, I think if you saw like had the read that he's super gambly or something,
Yeah,
but even if he shows you he has ace of hearts, I don't know,
got a lot of
9
equity.
or whatever his ace of hearts bluff here would be, and you fold, like I think it's still, he's going to have that occasionally, but I think he just has nuts here that's
just
way more often.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because he
Yep.
doesn't have hands that you kind of beat that might do this. Like he's not going to have aces, and he's not going to really have kings. He still we say he conceivably still has queens and jacks. He might have king queen, which is a better hand. Maybe he does this with queen jack, but that's about it.
Yeah.
should we do some old school equity testing here?
Oh, I even if he has the ace of hearts, it's like a
Yeah, his
oh, I
bluffs
mean he's
still
got
have a
so
lot
much
of equity.
equity. He still has a shitload of equity with the ace of hearts. He has straight draw, flush draw.
All right, let's
So
let's.
a
I'm gonna
royal
steal it
flush.
back. Let's just play around a little bit in the equity tool. All right. Can you see my screen?
Now we can.
yeah.
All right. So let's give him some. So I guess the most common semi bluffy here he has is like ace, heart, jack, club, let's say. And we're flipping.
That's funny.
Um,
Even
what?
up here.
Give him all the combos of ace of hearts, jack of clubs. So he has ace of hearts, jack of clubs, ace of hearts, jack of spades. And those are the only two, I guess.
All right. I haven't used this equity tool in a long time, but I will try to figure out how to do that.
Well, you can type them in by hand if you want.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'll do.
Yeah, it's pretty clear he's just devoid of bluffs.
Ace of hearts,
And even his
jack of
bluffs are just
Yeah,
club.
I know
like
this is a terrible
equity.
call.
Can't have that because it's part of the board. Ace of hearts. Jack. Club? Why not? Doesn't like.
You gotta cap the J.
No, maybe it doesn't like the comma. Doesn't like that either. All right. Guess I have to figure out how to use this. I'm gonna pass it back. 'Cause I don't know how to use this equity tool. All right. Take us back to your hands.
1 second. If somebody wants to run through a different hand, give me 1 second.
Sure.
And so the action on the flop was bet, raise, 3-bet.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
a
Yeah,
over freaking fold.
it was donk, then
Yeah,
raise,
donk. Yeah,
then
he
all
he
in.
donked them, raised, and then he puts in the 300.
Yep.
Yeah, he jams. And I, for some reason, thought that if he's ever doing this with the ace X of hearts, then I should call. But I'm an idiot, so I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that sure doesn't feel like, that certainly doesn't feel like king 10 with a 10 of hearts.
No, it doesn't. Especially not when it's a guy that is 80
No,
years old
no.
and probably has never done that in his entire life.
Yeah, yeah. It could be king. Yeah, it could be a set which also beats you. You could see that. You could see that. Um, the the only, I think, Mike nailed it. The only hand that he overvalues there that makes sense is Queen Jack.
Yeah. I mean, well, I told you I was gonna show you guys some punts, so
Yeah, but that one's kind of hard to see in the moment too, though. Like we're sitting here with a lot of 2020 hindsight or
yeah.
able to like process this a
Well,
little
the
easier than
problem is
you are at the table at the time.
I didn't go through my thing though, is the problem. That's why it's a punt. Is I'm not playing for some reason. I just was in a weird calling mood over the last week and was making terrible fucking calls when I knew I was behind because I'm not sitting there saying, okay, what is his range? And then saying, okay, have I given this guy any freaking rope? No, I've given this guy zero rope. I bet open the flop, in position, raised him on the turn, and now he jams on a flush board. Like, oh, well, some portion of the time maybe he does it. No, he doesn't. He's a flush here every single time, and you have 4 outs to improve. Fold, lay it down. There's a lot of stuff like that. But
Well, I mean, so
people,
the term that I've used before, which I think helps me, and if this term pops up in your head when it happens, it can be helpful. So when he chooses, when you raise him saying, I got a strong hand, and he says, fuck you, I have a stronger hand, and he shoves, the term that Peter Clark uses, and I've used before, is, yes, my guess is it, is fortune reversal. So you have now experienced fortune reversal. You've gone from having a strong hand to somebody who's told you they love their hand. You now need to understand that you've experienced fortune reversal.
yeah, I think it's mostly just not having a clear mind in game and not thinking it through. Need to
Yeah, well, I
The
mean, thinking about what has happened and some for it
sometimes
works
you
all
just
different tools for different people. But yeah, you just got
take
to
a
be
second.
flexible of mind, understand what happened, take some time, and think, what the fuck is he doing this?
the thing that stops me from doing the right thing there is the emotion is I don't want it to be true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a good
came
way to
in,
put it.
I came into this hand with aces. I was trying to trap you, I was trying to keep you in. And now all of a sudden, you know, you're playing back at me. I don't want to be beat.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. And I have to get over that.
yeah, that's something that we do as well. I think it's mostly. I don't know. I think I'm just not thinking about it. Sometimes I'm making decisions quickly when I should be thinking. But who wants to play this hand? Who wants ace king?
I do because it's the only hand I'm going to get
All right, you're
because I'm
up,
going to get on a
Scotty.
plane in a second. All right. Let me slide over to it. Here we go. All right. I got ace king. Let me grab my glasses out while I
There's
walk.
a limp. You're in low jack. Oh, you're in the. Oh wait, shit.
It limped to, okay. So 122, it limped to me. I'm in low jack -1. Okay.
There you go.
So of course I'm going to raise and I'm going to go to 5.5 big blinds. The big blinds are 2 here. So in my game, I'm going to go from 2 uh, to 11. But in your game, I'm going to go to 15 or 20 because people call that.
Yes.
And what size do you go?
15.
Great, great.
And you get called in one spot, two spots, three spots.
All right, nice. Yeah, exactly. So that's why 20 is great. And next time I'm
Yep.
going to 25 in your game
Yep.
because I don't care if
Uh,
Ace King doesn't get any action. I'm totally fine with Ace King taking it down pre-flop. All right, great.
Now it goes check.
Flop is 8, 9, king with 2 spades. Do I have the ace of spades?
Yep.
Okay. So
Donk.
is a donkey to me.
Donk's 20.
Donk's 20 into 80.
Into 60.
Uh, into 60. Okay. Oh, because it's all right, because I went to 15, not 20. Okay. My first thought is raise. Now let's see with it. If I raise, I turn my hand face up, which doesn't matter because they're not listening. I push out flush draws, which is 20 enough. How much, what odds am I giving to a flush draw? 60, 80. I go in for, I'm giving flush draws 2 good odds for this. I'm raising him right now. He bet 20. I will go to 60. And now the flush draws behind are screwed. If you just called, I'm okay with that also. What did you do?
Raise to 80.
Okay,
Now get
great.
ready
You
for
beat.
this, Scotty.
Yeah,
All in.
all in. You beat.
Yep.
You beat.
All right, we'll say this is a different day. This was not the same day.
Yeah.
So
I,
yeah, I'm
I'm I'm
beat.
I'm sorry that you're beat. You shouldn't
Yeah,
be
I'm
beat
beat. I
here.
called like an
Raise king.
idiot.
No, you're beat.
Yep. Yep, I know. I am an idiot. This is
Were you beat by 8, 9 or
8-9.
yeah, yeah. It was 8, 9 or 8, 8 or 9, 9, but more but the one that it really feels like is 8, 9 because that's how you get beat.
Yep.
Did the
Yep.
board
Yep.
did the
Yep.
board go runner pair? Did you pick up an ace or a king?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
then
Nope.
there you go.
Lost. Lost the hand.
All right. Yeah.
Lost the hand.
Yeah. And it's
Um,
so easy. It is so easy at this moment when I didn't have the emotion invested that you did, and looking at it going, oh yeah, you're beat. Time to fold. And
these are folds I make all the time usually. It
yeah,
was just like
yeah.
a random week of like I just
Mhm.
wouldn't lay it down for whatever reason.
Yeah. Did you see? Not somebody bluff. Okay, the 2 questions are: did somebody show a big bluff to you? Probably not.
No.
But did you see?
I think it might have been a little bit of me like prior to this week, I was coming off of a bad losing week and maybe I just didn't want it to be true and I wanted to win. And it's
Yeah,
emotional and not a like because all the time I usually make these folds. But
yeah.
it's like now I'm in the spot. I think it might have been like, oh, I'm emotionally been losing all week before. Like I just want to
Hmm.
win a hand. I just want to get a
Yep,
good session. And then now I'm calling off when I
yep.
know I'm behind.
Uh-huh.
So
Exactly.
I think that's
Yeah,
what it is. I think that's the
yeah.
big problem here was that
Yep.
I was emotionally attached to the results of the week before that and not
Right.
focused on
Yep.
putting in front of me.
And if you'd said to me that you had seen this guy make the mistake of overvaluing hands, if you told me you saw him do this with King Queen,
Yeah.
then we have a conversation. But you
Even
didn't
then,
say
it's
that.
like,
Yes. So
yeah. And it's the other thing is like, are they overvaluing the hand when you in position raise and they jam over top? Like, it's pretty hard for them to be
that's
overvaluing
not
king
one.
queen.
Yeah, that does not feel like that at all. At all.
Yeah. It's I think it's poor, but I think it was emotional.
Yep.
Bad play.
Yep.
Bad play.
Yep. Fold.
Yeah, we folded. We called like an idiot. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, just need to get over that.
Mhm.
Um, who wants to play this hand? Mike or
Sure.
Mike? I don't think you played yet.
Yeah, I like kings. I'll take it. Although the way you've been running here, I don't know if I'm going to like it.
It's but that's the thing is this isn't running. This is running bad, but also playing bad into it. It's like don't let
I'm
yourself
kidding.
Yeah.
play like shit. All right, what do you want to do?
Okay, we were big blind. These are all limps, I assume, and we're at like 200, 248 versus that guy. I would go, let's see, in my game here, I would probably make this like 8 big blinds. This would be 16. I like, yeah, I like going like 20 here,
I think I'd probably go 25.
or
Yep.
18 or 20. Okay, yep. And you get limp re-raised. Okay. Anything to tell us about this person?
That I really didn't like this spot already. Um,
Well, yeah, don't tell me about
uh,
the spot. Just tell me about the
yeah,
person.
I don't know much. He showed up. He was waiting to play 1-3 or 2-5. Had not seen him do anything out of line. He seemed like he called too wide, played too wide. Haven't seen any limp re-raising from him at all. Um, he seemed to open his strong hands, limp with his weak hands, and then limp call his weak hands, and then play face up on the.
Okay. All right. So really not a whole lot to tell us about him other than this is the first limp re-raise and not like other people have been ISOing a lot. Like there's no real motivation for somebody to limp re-raise, right?
No, I'm probably the only one that's going crazy with isolating
Yeah.
people.
Man, I think, I
I'm not
mean,
even doing it a lot.
I would almost consider if I had queens, I might just, I guess we can still kind of just call here. Like I'm talking if we had queens, because
Yeah,
I'm considering if I had queens, I might just fold. But kings, I think, is just too far up because they could do this with queens, and there's a few more hands that might do this that you're just, going to be fine with.
yeah,
Probably,
it's.
probably just jam, I guess. And
I
you
agree.
expect to see aces, but also expect to see like queens and some other
Ace
stupid
King.
hands.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing a lot more of hands like Ace King, Queens, even like Jacks and stuff in people's limpery raising. I think it's player dependent. I think that jam is probably just the best option. Um, Especially when we're in this shallow. It's not like if we were like super deep, I don't think I want to four bet or even or definitely not jam. He's shallow, so I think we could just jam. I do not do that. I said, you know what? When he has aces here, I'm going to play well enough post flop that I'll be able to get out of the way. And when
Okay.
he doesn't have aces, I'm going to be able to sniff it out and beat him.
Right,
So
but Brian, how do you play well enough with an SPR of one?
that's a good question, Scotty.
Yeah.
Well, if he jams, I fold, honestly. If
Okay.
he rips it on
I
the
mean,
flop, I just should just fold.
But here's why I hate that. Let's say the flop comes Jack nine deuce. Look at that sweet baby there. He's jamming queens there with that reaction. So the only hand he's not immediately jamming is the ace king. So that's what you're going to sniff out. And then let's say the board comes with an ace. Are you going to look at that ace and say, so now it's less likely he started with ace ace, or are you now going to say, oh fuck, the ace king got there? These are real questions. They're not rhetorical.
When this happened, I mean, if a board comes with an ace and he starts firing off at me, I'm beat. I'm folding. And if the board comes, let's say the board comes Jack nine deuce, and he just open jams. I'm okay. Well, in that spot, I'd say that his range is aces, kings, queens, jacks. I am beating queens, losing to jacks. He doesn't have a lot of kings, and he has aces. So I'm
Okay.
okay with laying down when he does have queens.
All right. Good enough. Okay. So I will shut up and let Mike play the hand.
That's what I would think.
yeah, so I'm jamming here, but if we
Agree.
call, I
Jam's
think
better.
we're calling to basically hopefully let him like just go crazy with the hands we beat. So like his bluffs and his stupid hands. Like I'm
I
not
don't know. This
folding.
is so stupid. This is so stupid. I don't like this at this stack depth. I should just put the money in. I agree completely. I agree with you, Scott. Even though I did say whatever, I agree that this is.
Yeah.
Um, we
Yeah,
check.
so I check. If he jams, I call. If he bets small, let's see. Oh, so he checks. Okay. Interesting. So we are a little over SPR of one.
One thing I can say is now I am certain he does not have queens.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm really now more in like the camp of like an ace king type hand here. He can trap with tens if he decided to do this with something he's hit a set on now or something. But
Mhm.
that's so narrow. I think I just want to kind of let him call with ace king. Maybe, you're giving gut shots that he might have that I would bet small. I would bet. 30.
Well, I was in the same camp as you. I think that he's going to have a lot of ace king here and maybe ace queen. And I'm going to go small to target that.
Right. And if he jams over this, the plan is to call, right? Or the plan
Yeah,
is to fold to a jam. I'm
not me.
asking Mike now.
Yeah, not me. I would call. I would
Okay.
bet small, and
All right.
if he jams, I
Good.
call.
Okay. Good enough.
If
Well,
he jams,
you got your jam.
yeah, I'm just not going to fold.
I think
He's going to have
that this
aces.
is a fold. I think this is a fold. It may sound insane, but if he's never checking jacks or queens on the flop, which I would say he probably isn't. He's not jamming ace king here, and the only thing he might check on the flop is aces, which he probably still doesn't. Which and then goes check raise here as like the only thing is like ace king of spades, ace king of clubs is what I was thinking I beat. I have the king of spades and the king of clubs,
Yeah.
so he doesn't have either of those hands. Maybe ace
When
queen and yeah, like.
so here's my prediction. When he shows you the aces we're about to see, if the ace of spades is going to be there.
Well, you'd be wrong because this is what it is.
Oh, it's that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I was ready. He didn't
That
have
one.
aces. Well, I was ready. He
Yeah.
didn't have queens or jacks.
Yeah.
He has a lot
Okay.
better than that. This is so bad. Man, I should just
Hey,
jam on the
good point. I do like your point about the king of spades and king of clubs. That's a really good point because that's right. What the ones that he is going to jam when he checks the flop and
Mhm.
then jams the turn. Yeah, that your bluffs are the ace and the king with the spade with the spades and clubs.
Yeah, so I
So
once
tell me.
again made a bad call when sitting here saying I didn't think about this enough in game. I thought, okay, what the fuck? The guy's he's only got 125 more. Am I really gonna fold now? But I should be thinking, what the hell? This he did check back aces, which he might have. He has aces. He has the flush draws that I'm blocking both of, and I'm using blockers right now because they do matter here. And then he has. I mean, I guess I didn't put him on pocket tens. I kind of basically expected to be sharing aces here the entire time. But yeah, this is bad.
I
So
don't
I have
think
a
they
Oh,
check behind aces very often though either.
so I
yeah,
have
I
a
didn't think he
question.
does that a lot either. So I was like, oh, well,
Yeah.
he could have ace king with a flush draw, ace queen with a flush draw. So I called, even though I'm like, probably so far behind.
So I want to talk about exactly those two hands. And someone speak in his mind what he's thinking. So if he's got the ace king of spades or the ace queen of spades, he's going
I
to
think
do
that's
he's going to do a lot of betting on the flop when he has two cards to come, and he can say to himself, if all the money goes in, what do I care? Or he can bet small and call a check raise easily, or he can just jam himself going, I'll either get there, or maybe I won't have to, right?
mhm,
And when he doesn't do that, when he tries to realize with it and goes check, check, and you bet how much? 30? How much did you bet?
50,
50.
50.
50.
When you bet 50, doesn't he, for the same reason, and now he only has one card to come, call with the intent to realize if he's checking with the intent to realize on the flop?
Yep.
Yeah. So the only hand that does that, that makes any sense with this, is exactly the club side of it. And even then, doesn't the guy who doesn't bet his backdoor, who doesn't follow up with his backdoor, isn't he trying to get there? Why is he jamming? Someone answer that question as him. What are you thinking, Mr. Fish?
Why
Why did I do that? What were you thinking? And if you can't
he
give an
didn't follow up.
answer,
I
I don't
think
think
it's
you did
more
it.
reasonable from them not to do it with the backdoor because they won't play their backdoors as aggressively. Like, I think that if they on the flop when they have backdoors, I don't think they're going to always just stab with a backdoor.
All right. So he
I would
so he three bets you with ace king of clubs, which he physically doesn't have this time, but in
He has
just
ace queen
in
of
the
clubs.
world,
He has ace queen of clubs.
ace queen of clubs,
And
which same thing. He
yeah,
flops
so
this. He
and he
decides,
checks the flop.
right? He checks the flop on the turn. He gets his club, and now
But
he's
that's even I
thinking.
don't even like this because what they stabbed too much.
Yeah,
He's probably going to stab here almost every time with ace king, ace queen of clubs,
right, but
and
what,
every ace king he has.
right. So you can check call and not get in this
So when he
situation.
check calls, he has
When you check and he bets it, if he's going to stab it. So you check the turn. You're saying now that's the line you
yeah.
want to take, right?
No,
But
I'm just saying like on the flop. I'm talking about on the flop. I'm saying
oh
on the
yeah,
flop they're going to stab far too much in a 3-bet pot. So I
Yeah,
think
they're
he's
going to
just
stab their ace king.
yeah. So when he stabs, when he doesn't stab, what does he have? He's kind of actually somewhat. He is. We got like two things.
He's trying to realize, or he's slow playing.
Yeah. Yep.
He doesn't have medium strength here.
And
But that's
now
what
when
I'm
he's
saying
trying
is
to real, he's not trying to realize when he jams. So
right.
he has me crushed. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
what. Yeah,
I
yeah.
understood
I'm
your
saying,
point. I was just trying to break it down better into like the way
yeah,
he's doing it.
right. And so, can anybody play as him and tell me why you checked the turn and jammed and checked the flop and jammed the turn? What hand you had and what you were thinking that Brian beats? Who's doing
Um,
this with clubs? And you know, how is a person doing this with clubs? Can anybody explain it?
Zero hand.
I can only think of one thing for
Yeah,
him.
queen of clubs. On the flop, I don't want to. I got the open and I got so much equity. I don't want to get blown off of it.
Right.
When I get
And if I do get,
I'm
yeah,
like,
so I want to realize, right.
yeah.
Then it
No,
gets even better.
I
Gets
got
even better.
open and I might as well just push my equity at this time instead of blanking on the river. And
So so I get that. But I'm talking to you now, the guy who thinks that. Doesn't he do that doesn't he do that on the flop when he has two cards to come? Is that how he thinks? Am I wrong? Do I have the wrong model of that guy in my head? Am I just being me?
maybe just the back door he doesn't do it with, and just the
Okay.
front only.
So when it turns into a combo, he finds the combo more attractive than the two cards to come. Okay, good enough. Thank
It's
you.
just a maybe. Like that's so
Yeah.
rare
Okay.
that
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm
then
with
he
you.
has to
I'm
lip
with you,
raise
Brian.
queen jack of clubs.
Yeah.
yeah, that too. Exactly.
Yeah. It seems like it's two different guys. The guy who checks the flop to realize doesn't jam the turn or doesn't jam
Yeah.
the turn with his combo draw. Yeah.
If I get called here, I have the best hand. When I get jammed on, I'm way behind.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get called there, you
Even
have all the time.
you know what's even more is that I should have folded even more because he did the whole like, oh whatever, like I'm all in. And
I
I'm like,
guess I'm
yeah,
just all
that
in.
is
Even worse.
so nutted. That's the best hand. It's every single
Right.
time he has aces or better.
Right.
Man. Yeah, this is bad. I think this is really bad play here.
Mhm.
I think I should probably just jam. I have the same, if I jam before the flop, he's not folding.
Yeah.
But
But you lose your money in the right order.
yeah, I lose it in a better order. I think that
Yeah.
here, if I'm gonna play it this way in this spot, I need to fold. I don't have the best hand here, even though it sounds insane. It's like I'm beat here. And I have
Mhm.
two outs,
Mhm.
like all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's just fold. Fold, 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 fold. Yeah, that's the last one I have. I'm gonna build more, but if somebody else wants to go, wow, more hands to build. If somebody else has stuff they want to go over, they can.
Okay.
Need to stop playing bad.
Well, you're doing the right thing, bringing it to the group therapy.
Yes, get on me more, please. It'll make me play better. Make
I
me.
can match some punts, Brian.
Let's
No,
see some
I
mic
don't want you to
punts.
make me feel better, Mike. I want you to tell me how retarded I am when I'm doing these things so that I then am like in game, like how much is Mike gonna make fun of me whenever I bring this hand to the group? So let's play it better.
We can now that we have Brian as a geographic location, Valley of Brian, we can also have a style of play. Say, I think you Brian that on that hand, if you'd like.
Okay, I don't always punt. Sometimes I play
You
really
really,
good.
you really Brian that hand. You really Brian that hand.
All right, sometimes I play really good, Scotty. Not all the time.
Sometimes I Brian a lot of hands.
Yeah, that happens as well. Sometimes you do that.
All right, I need to.
Oh,
All right, who's got a hand? Not me. I'm getting on a plane.
Okay.
Mike's getting it. So
Since
that
you're
makes
leading,
sense.
Scotty, you take this first one.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. We are getting raised in the cutoff. We have queens in the small blind, 100 big blinds deep.
Oh, we are three betting to 12, 13 at the minimum, and we're going to go to 15 sometimes. All right. You go to 12. I'm going to 13. I'm adding in that big blind over there.
Okay, you got
Okay,
it.
great.
And we get called by the cutoff.
Right. Because I don't care when he folds. I want to make that clear. All right, here we go. 7-7-3. The only time we should check here is when we have a check range strategy, and I have not implemented that. So I'm just going to continue the bet. Let's go 8, 9, 10. He's going to call me with lots of stuff that I beat. He doesn't have a lot of sevens in his range. And like that.
Yep. And I went 8. He calls.
Good. 3. Normally, that would be the other card that hurts you, but not in this configuration. So I'm still betting. We're getting called by flush draws. We're still getting called by overcards. We're the backdoor flush draws there. There's lots to call. We're going to bet. We're going to bet. We got an SPR of 2. We do not mind getting all in if we're the one betting it. So for a flush draw to call here, it'd be a mistake. I'll go anywhere from 25 to 50, and I'm going to choose 30 this time.
Okay.
So good about 30.
Yep, that's the B75 size. I
Yep.
do the same.
Yep.
Probably B66-ish.
Mhm.
And we get the fold. So that was, I think, the question is probably why I marked this one. The sizing on the turn is the question I had. He folded pocket eights.
Yeah. So the thing I like about your sizing on the turn, I got to, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
He's getting sniffed by the bomb,
I'm
smelling
getting sniffed by the bomb
dogs.
dog. I'm getting
Okay.
up. I'm just getting up I'm not an addict. I'm getting up with the swing. I'm being called, get on the plane. I'll meet you there. Don't take this. My partner is not appreciating me, but I'm okay. There we go. Okay. The reason I like it is you've got to make it for a flush draw to not have the right odds. You can't give a flush draw the right odds.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're letting them not make a mistake. So that's what your size has to be. And that's all. Next game.
Yep. All right. Scotty Brian. You have a
All
limp.
right.
You have an ISO.
Re-ISO. We're gonna 3-bet and go to 12.
That would be my default. I know what I do here because I remember this. Because I think of the short stack. Probably. Maybe I didn't realize it was short stack because I like re-ISOing more now, actually. But I just called. I only flatted here because I kind of wanted to invite this player in as opposed to ISOing the aggressive reg and trying to go heads up with an aggressive reg. I was going to play this pot just fine in position with a fishier player here, likely to
So
call.
you normally want to do this when you have someone that's going to make large mistakes, like 100 big blind mistakes, but they don't even have 100 big blinds.
Bingo. And that's why I'm sitting here now realizing I wonder if I didn't see the short stack at the time, because that's why I just said, now that I see this, I like an ISO better than a flat now that I see the short stack.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is probably why I marked it too. Like, what did I do here? Why did I do this? So I did just flat. I just cold called.
The properties
And
of this hand allow for a flat here. And also, villain 10 has got a fuck it stack.
Well, it's
Yeah,
it's okay if
but you don't
if he
want
fuck it jams and the guy folds, I run it with king queen against him.
to. Sure, but it's not your preference.
Yeah.
yeah, no, if I ISO and he jams, yeah, I'm not happy about calling.
Yeah.
I mean, the property of the hand is it's a really good implied odds hand.
All right, Brian. So you accidentally called and they called, and here we go. We get a check and a check.
Um, I'm gonna check here.
I do the same. Any arguments for betting the flop from
Yes.
the peanut gallery?
You can
Yes.
argue for that.
Yes. I can argue for it.
Yep.
You're in the back seat. You know, he's given up the betting lead there, and you have a hand. And you know, in your bluff world, two back doors, two overs. That's enough to bluff. So that's the
I
argument for it.
agree, but not. I don't want to do that with 30 big blind stack. That's uncapped.
That's true too. That's
I
true
want
too.
to do that. I want to see what the 30 big blind stack does on the turn and then
Yeah.
decide what I want to do.
Okay.
So we took the check route. I certainly believe I was considering c betting here. Took the check route, get that card, and it goes check B75 from the aggressive reg.
Okay, so does the villain 10 have a lot of jacks here? No. Does villain 11 have a lot of jacks here? No, but he's got a lot of hands like sevens, eights, nines, tens. Um, he can have some draws that check the flop here, flush draws that check the flop, some turns, spade draws, but it's less likely. Um, will he fold? He probably doesn't have a ton of overpairs in this spot. So will he fold hands like nines, tens, eights, sevens by the river? Probably. Um, he's got a lot. Is
You're gonna
he
have to
like
be really. You're gonna have to.
yeah, you can do, I think you can, I mean, you're really 9 to 18. We're not getting odds to call here. And we're in position. If you say that this guy's just going to punt off his stack, then maybe, but we've kind of already defined he's not going to punt off his stack, so we're not getting odds to call. Um, I mean, I guess if you had the king or queen, I think that's good. I think that you have some sort of fold equity, and I think that he is going to be stabbing a lot here with bullshit.
Yeah,
So,
but here's the thing. You're gonna have to be very convincing with this bluff because you've got to convince him that you checked a jack on the turn. I checked a jack on the flop and now got excited when another jack came.
well, the other thing here is that I think that we can do a one street here. Like, I think we can imposition raise here, and when we get called, we have to realize because I'm starting to think like in this spot, is he gonna fold? Yeah, that's what I didn't like. He is a reg, so he's gonna be thinking like, how often is he checking a jack here? Not often.
Right. Right.
But so if we get him, he's got a bunch of bullshit that just stabs here that still has equity against us and beats us. So like
Mhm.
he has some ace highs that stab here that are ahead.
Yes.
So if we get all of that shit to fold now, that's great.
Okay.
So I'm okay with raising here in position and going to. I think that villain 10 doesn't have a lot of hands that can call at this point. So I would say, and his hands that do call are drawing hands up against us a lot of the time. So I'm okay with that. So let's go to 31 and put him all in and hopefully get 11 to fold. And if 10 they both fold, that's obviously fantastic.
And you are not eliminating, but discounting the fact that he's not going to have many jacks because he didn't c bet the flop. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm gonna say he has less jacks than usual. He shouldn't have a lot of jacks here. And now we have another jack on the board, so he's gonna have even less jacks than
Okay.
already put in there.
And I think for your line, for your raise line to be profitable on the turn, I think you have to continue to bluff on the river. Because if you're saying that you're only going to continue when you get there, that's close to the same odds as calling. Yes, you get the ace, you get the real bullshit to fold. But when you call, that real bullshit, like check the river, and then you bet it and bluff there. So if you don't think you have the odds to call, I don't think you have the odds to raise and not continue on the river with your bluff.
Well, if we go to 30 here and he calls, we have how much behind? 30 here. He calls. We have 60 in the pot, so 80, 73 in the pot with 70 behind.
That's enough. But you got it.
Yeah. All right.
if you believe, that's what I was saying. If that's what I was saying, you have to, I think you have to, if this has to be a 2-street bluff and you think it can be a 1-street.
Yeah, I mean, he calls, he's got more than Jack X, I guess that's true. So I fucking hate this spot. I don't think I think I would raise though. What do you do, Mike? I want to see what you do.
Mm. I
He just
call.
calls.
Now, here's one thing we're going to find out. Now, I don't know about this particular player.
Oh, he's only got 14 hands. I thought this was like,
No, no, it's not very many hands. But he's like been pretty decent. Um, the there's a strategy that I would be employing if I were him about betting a lot here, scavenging this pot, basically.
yeah,
So he can have a lot of, like, as you called it, junk.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was considering raising for sure, but if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't believe that I had a jack very often as well, so I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair enough point for why I don't know if I wanted to rip the river. Well, now we kind of get there. All right. Uh, you have the best hand. What is his best holding? Um, how much would I bet to get tens to fold? Um, not the king come in. I don't think I have to go absolutely massive with tens to get tens to fold. So I'll go like 20 to 25 to get a hand like nines or tens to call.
Okay. And could you be value owning yourself here? What about checking? Are we always value betting?
Yeah, I guess we don't have to, but I would say that he stabs the turn, flush completes on the earth. Ace king is the only hand, should be the only hand. I mean, aces probably didn't check the flop. I guess some portion of the time they might check the flop at the turn. So we lose the aces and ace king. Um, he doesn't have a ton of jack X usually, so most of the time we have the best hand here. He probably does not, and he likely doesn't have a flush either because he doesn't check the flush draw, bet the flush draw on the turn, then check it on the river. So I think we have the best hand a lot of the time here, and I would like to bet it.
And you said probably like a B75 type
Yeah, I
sizing.
go probably like 20. I would say that he probably has a lot of like tens, nines, and stuff like that.
Oh, so
So
small, like B60.
yeah, that's kind of what I would go for is like a 20 big
Dean,
blind bet here.
Dean, I'm asking you, would you like to value bet or check? Larry, Scotty, value bet
I'm
or
betting,
check?
I'm value betting 25. It's 80.
Two value bets. Three value bets. Dean's checking. I have a feeling Larry checks here, just based on Larry's style.
Up, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I think I would thin value here
Yeah.
and
Okay.
dramatically overfold to any aggression, but I think
Okay.
you thin value bet here.
He folded. I think that was the real another question in this hand. But yeah, he just had junk.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
makes sense.
I don't know. I think your raise on the turn might have gotten through.
Yeah, I think it would have too.
Yeah. And the one thing to keep in mind on Mike's line, when you were saying, Brian, we don't have enough, that we can't call, we don't have the pot odds to call. The Mike also has, with Mike's line, there is the check bluff line on the river, which he didn't have to take because he hit his king. But without hitting his king, since this guy gave up on a king of diamonds, there are many cards he might have given up on, and then we can take the pot away from his ace high that, you know, or pocket sevens that decided to do that. Granted, it's still going to have to be, I think, a
I
pretty
don't.
big bet for him not to believe that it's a jack without a card like a king coming off, without an overcard coming off.
Yeah.
'Kay,
And this,
Dean.
okay, fine.
All right. Yep, raise.
Okay. I don't know if I always raise deuces in the cutoff. I think I do. I think here, I think the hijack is where I'll start not raising some of the lower pairs. But yeah, deuces in the cutoff. We get three bet by the button and only nine hands, but it's been pretty active in those nine hands.
Reset mining, I guess.
It
Ugh,
shows that mine.
check fold.
Check, bet small,
Oh,
and
mhm.
fold.
No, it's a small bet. We got back doors, so call.
I get a little out of line
Sucks.
here.
I don't hate it, honestly.
I've kind of been implementing a check raise to the range bet, the range C bet.
Just check raise less on ace high boards, though.
Yeah,
But
this probably isn't great,
it's like the ace high boards don't hate like a crappy pair. Like 4-5 will check raise a lot and stuff.
right? And you have because you have more outs, right?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And
Uh,
you block the set.
I think it might be better on an ace high board.
yeah, yeah. I almost wonder if the
Just
ace high board
people
is a better one to check raise your
over
bluffs
C
with.
bet it.
Because you get to just, I think you just get to make them fold so much when they don't have ace X or some sort of good draw that it's
Do you think
probably
they're
good.
just like betting their entire range though? Are they betting kings? Are they betting tens here? Are
Yeah,
they
if they're doing that, then you probably get a ton
the
of
check
folds
raise
from
is like
kings,
nice? Yeah,
queens, tens, and stuff like that.
that's if they are doing that. If they don't just check back like under pairs.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, a lot of them oversee bet, but we'll see.
Ugh. Now check fold.
I
Oh wait,
continue the
we
story.
check raise. That's right. Never mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Continue.
You like continuing?
Probably won the two hearts, but it's all right though. Still, it's not like that big of a deal. It's still pretty shitty, and you can do with king queen. It just doesn't feel very good. What am I shit cut out?
No, you're still there.
All right. Mm. Will a half pot bet get anything to fold? Get like a ace five suited to fold or something? Might as well try at this point.
So you're in the camp blast and hope, blast and
Yeah.
pray. Anybody else
Maybe
want
with
to
our
just
ace
give up?
jack with fours.
Is a rare. I think we might want to give up.
Yeah, I think this is a give up.
Yeah. Brian, here's your punt. Here's your
Yeah, I
bet.
think this. Hey, well, thank you for punting.
Yeah. I mean, he only had the absolute
Oh yeah, yeah.
range.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I don't know here. It's just kind of once he gets here, it's like I feel like you're just crushed.
Yeah. I was trying to think of my hands that I get here with. I get here with what? Do I check raise ace 10? Do I check raise ace jack? I check raise ace four suited,
Fours.
pocket four,
Fours, jacks,
pocket jacks,
king, queen,
king,
some portion of
queen.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't think he was gonna fold thinking you had king, queen.
No. But I mean, is he gonna call like a shitty ace there?
Yeah,
Like
that's
I mean, he
ace
called
jack
king, queen. I
suited?
think he's gonna call shitty ace at that point. Because King
Well,
Queen, he
king,
called that check raise.
no, but by the river, like of course you going to keep
Yeah,
queen, but like is he going to call like ace five suited, ace six suited or something that he ace five
I
that he raised pre-flop?
think when there's that little left in his stack, probably.
Yeah.
I think we kind of just like at best we're trying to get a jack to fold that he probably doesn't have here.
Like what other bluffs do we have in our range right here?
Maybe else would I run here? I mean, yeah, I'd have a lot, but it would be a lot of them would have given up on the.
Check raised?
Yeah, if I check
Yeah.
raised, a lot of my check raised bluffs would be basically anything that has any sort of equity but will not win at showdown. So Queen 10, King 10, King Queen, um, Jack 10 made two pair. Yeah, those would be some of my bluffs.
But Jack ten's a value by the river.
That's what I say, like King Queen, King 10 would be my most likely hands that I would get here with.
And Queen 10, you probably give up on the turn, maybe. Like, are you going to continue bombing away with Queen 10 when you hit your 10?
I don't, I feel like I have to because I don't have showdown
That's
value there.
better.
Like if he
Yeah.
calls that check raise, I beat his draws, which is great, but there's not a lot of draws.
And then on the river, you're going to just like keep bombing
No.
away with the Queen 10.
Well, the problem is I don't think I'm good. Like if with the stack depth, I think I have to give up. I think I would check raise the flop, and then if I check raise the flop, what would I say about his range? I would say that he really only has a couple of straight draws. So you would have the only other thing that I would beat would be something like Queen. I wouldn't even beat King 10, which would be one thing that he might have there. And then he has King Queen, King 10, Queen 10, Ace X. Yeah, I don't think I want to run it. I mean, I guess I could go small to target if we're to target his 10x that I can to get fold out his 10x that might have gotten there with made a pair on a straight draw, but not. I think that's the only thing that folds by the river here with 46 big blinds. So
Just bet
everything else
super
calls.
linear on the river.
Yeah, I think I'd let it by the river. It'd be like a check raise and then probably give up from there. Spot maybe. Maybe fire the turn, and once I get called in the turn, it's get the hell out.
Yep, I think I was probably trying to determine, is my equity better if I bet this half pot bet or if I just check? Like I'm never winning when I check, right?
Oh,
No, you
If
don't have
on a
any.
board maybe that had a lot of draws, possibly.
So is it non-zero? A non-zero chance I check, he checks back. Queen seven?
There's always
Queen
non-zero.
7
Like
heart.
How the hell does he
Five,
get here with Queen
6.
7?
that's what I mean. I'm trying to think of anything that I could possibly beat if I just
Nothing.
checked.
There's not a thing you can beat, but there's also almost nothing you can fold. So I don't know which better than the only thing you can get to fold is his like what I was saying is King 10 or like Queen 10.
Yeah. King,
And
King Jack, Queen Jack of
King
hearts,
Jack, do these hands really get there though with a backdoor straight, backdoor flush on a check raise?
King Jack of
Like,
hearts, Queen Jack of hearts,
yeah,
I mean, they're
not a
not
ton.
folding King Jack on the turn either. The gutter.
Queen nine of hearts.
Yeah,
But he
they're
doesn't
not
probably
on.
doesn't
Well,
three bet Queen nine.
Queen.
well, that's what I'm saying is that how did they call it the check raise? A lot of those hands fold out on a check raise, like whether
Yeah.
good or not. A lot of hands that aren't ace X or big draws are folding out by on the flop. So he's got a lot of ace X and he's got straight draws.
And
Yeah.
that's even if that's assuming they like are betting range and not just checking back a bunch of their exit jacks on the flop.
Yes.
Because that reason they don't want to get check raised off of it.
So by the turn or by the river, we have nothing that we can really fold except for something like king 10 or queen 10.
Yeah. Larry,
All right, let's do a hand. Let's open 10 jack suited. 2.5 big blinds.
you're going heads up with a short stack.
Oh shit. Um, in the small blind, 635. I think we can bet because we just don't really have that much equity to lose if he check raises. Yeah, I think I bet, and if he check raises our shoves, it's easy. All right, now it's not so easy. All right, so I think our choices are to shove or shove on a good card for us or give up. I don't think there's that much in between in sizing with
Ooh,
this
what about
combo.
checking?
Checking, giving up. Yeah.
No, not giving up, but if you, because I think you got a lot of hands that just aren't going to fold right now, but will fold on the river.
Okay. I like that. I see your point. I'd like to check. And now we can fold.
Yeah. Probably marked it because of the turn. Wasn't sure.
I think the
And
turn, I don't hate a turn there because he's got a lot of hands that you're behind are probably just going to say fuck it and call. You're not this one,
no,
but
that's that
you're,
combo draw.
well, that one's definitely calling, I'm saying, but you're not behind that hand. But he's got a lot of hands like, 5-4, 3-4, 6-7, stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
mean, I think it's a shove. I mean, because of the SPR, I don't know if we get. Maybe I've been away from tournaments too long, but I don't know if we get another. I don't know what another bet accomplishes. Maybe we fold out like
Is he
two,
folding a six?
maybe a 6x folds. But the size is so screwy, right? Like
I don't think it does. I think that none of it.
the SPR is so screwed up. I think I prefer a shove on a very good card for us or a check.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was the river? Did he get there?
He did not get there. He bluffed
Good bluff.
half pot.
Yeah, I think we get super polar unturned at this SPR. What do you guys think about at this SPR? What do you think?
These SPRs always scare me in terms of fold equity. Like you don't have much.
No, you
I
don't.
think that there's too many draws that are just gonna they might be ahead of you that are just calling. So I'd rather wait till the river to try and run it
Yeah, I think that's a
whenever
good way
they've
to
missed
approach it.
everything.
You want to understand a little bit more about where he is in his range. Obviously, he found a good bluff, but
Like I mean, he can have he happened to be ahead this time, but like if he can have some queen four of hearts, ace four of hearts, all those
no, we're
things.
not usually going to be ahead of a hand with Jack High. But what was his what were his stats like, by the way?
Only five hands. Only five
Okay,
hands.
not enough hands to worry about.
That brings us to Brian. I think it got shifted, so I'm going to use this list that I have here. Larry Bryan.
Okay, three bet 10. All right, he's got 80 big blinds, so I'm just gonna try and go bet, bet, bet. Let's go. Let's go. If we go, yeah, let's go like 7 big blinds here. Okay. What's his range? He's got We go super small like that. He's pretty wide here. So is there size that we can go small with here that we can get a good SPR for the river? Because he's gonna be kind of wide. He's gonna have a lot of single pair shit like sevens through tens, possibly even jacks. Um, and then he's got 5X, 6X. He had some straight draws. 3-4 is the only one that got there. He could have hands like 7-8. He could have hands like 5-4 that now are pair plus straight draw, which could target pretty expensive. I don't think any pair is folding for a decent size yet. So let's front load some of it here and let's go a bit bigger and target all of his pairs that probably aren't folding yet in a wide versus wide configuration. Let's go 20 big blinds. 23, what works? Oh, he's got a pair that did fold with a gutter.
Yeah, I think going polar on that turn card is a good way to go with your good hands and with your shitty hands.
I think it's just that's a hand I actually expect to see call a little bit more with a gutter too, but you know, this fourth pair.
Dean, second hand at the table.
Or
Dean,
flat
you with
it.
us?
Yeah, just
Good
two
luck.
big pines, flat it.
You like flatting, is that what you said?
Yeah, if they bet like 2.5, I'd raise it because you got the extra juice in there, but I don't hate the raise though.
Chose the three bet node. I get called. Um, and I think I probably would do that most often if I didn't know, like these are unknowns right now.
Mm-hmm.
So population tendencies on this is a six max, or it could be it could be a full ring nine max table at 100 NL. I'm expecting to get squeezed if I call at a pretty good clip.
Bet away.
Size, what do you like?
Mm, I'd probably go like at least 10, me personally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You like a big size. Yeah.
yeah.
I like that too. What do I do? I go B50, which is kind of sizing up to like the
Mm-hmm.
standard,
Yeah.
you
Could
know,
go the
range bet
third. Yeah.
and get a fold. Okay. So that one was easy enough. Calling three bets with queen 10 off.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Dean. I bet if we run this, I bet it likes larger size C bets in theory, like in theory. Dean, then it's Brian. Is it Brian?
No, it's
Larry.
probably Larry.
Because I have Brian twice, so I'm not sure
It
where.
should be it should be Larry.
Okay, Larry.
Okay, ace nine suited. Interesting hand. Let's see what we face. Let's go to three big ones. Let's get a call.
Oh,
Um,
this is your second hand at the table.
yeah, I like a check here. I'm gonna check most of my range here in this configuration. Okay. You're gonna bet small. He's gonna call, return equity. Um, I problem I have with betting here is that I don't know if we're betting for value or a bluff. If when we bet here, it feels pretty mergy. So I think I prefer check. Yeah. He checks back, so we understand his range. Probably doesn't possess a lot of King X. The question is, can we extract very thin value for fours, fives, eights, worse 9x? Um, but that size can only be a block, really, on this run out. So I think in this configuration, I prefer a check to a block sizing. I'm going
I,
to check call most sizes.
okay. I am firmly into camp of value betting.
Yeah, that's fine,
And,
but can you value bet large on its texture?
and I almost feel like you could. I don't know if I do. I'm pretty sure I do value bet. I'm just trying, like I'm with you. I'm like, is it a block sizing? Can we actually get value? We can get value from all worst nines.
Yeah.
We can get value from 6x, 7x, pocket eights that didn't three bet us, fours, fives, maybe that aren't believing us. What do I do? I check. Boo! Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't bet.
In retrospect, you prefer the bet. Okay. And
Yeah,
what does he do? I think we can easily call this.
yeah, easy call now.
Yeah, he was thin betting. Um, yeah, it's an interesting spot. And obviously, blind versus blind, ranges are so wide, it's hard to know. But I think it's a thin value bet. And I don't know if on this texture where straights available, which you can easily have, kings obviously is the thick value he has most commonly. I don't know if you can choose a big size. I could be wrong. Because, like, does he call with this combo the kind that you're targeting? If you bet like a few 75, I'm not sure.
I think they do. I think they absolutely do.
Okay.
You can call it, I can bet it pot here probably.
Yeah. It's the 6x and the 7x and the pocket fives and the that I'm worried about not getting called by.
Yeah, I think 9x is definitely calling.
Gotcha.
Like if you're gonna bluff, if you knew he had a nine, how much would you go? Like how much are you blasting to get him to fold?
Well, what was our I would bet about 20 to 25.
Yeah. I think against a nine, you can bet decently large to get a call.
All right. See your point.
After Larry, it's Brian, right?
Yeah. Oh, king queen again. Three bet to eight. I would only go eight because I feel like the size is like, yeah, this is exactly what I expect to happen when you three bet to this size.
Uh, this
Even though,
this is not common. Like this right
okay,
here, this would normally kind of get it heads up. Very rarely do you get cold calls to three bets, even to small sizing.
okay.
It happens. Of course, it does
Yeah,
happen.
fold, fold.
Yeah.
This is slam dunk squeeze. Oh my gosh.
It's a little nuts.
Yeah, I would look at that. Look at those stats. I would definitely want to three bet to a bigger size to get them out of the way, or just call there and try and get them in. That's also a good option.
We'll just see how it played out.
Oof.
Crazy. Okay, that was, I think I probably marked that just because of the craziness. There was your cold callers. And there was your four bet squeezer slash whatever. That's unusual.
Yeah. So,
All right, take
well, he
another one.
looks like what? He looks like he's decent, and then everybody else. I was considering now looking at it that maybe a lead call with those two behind us, the 43 VPIP and the 73 VPIP. But then we're out of position, six, four ways. It's like it's kind of shitty either way. But yeah,
Mhm.
all right, king queen again.
Was Dean and Larry, like, would you ever be calling that four bet?
No.
Yeah, okay. Good. I didn't think we should.
Three big blinds. We get caught by the button.
Three hands
Flop
only.
a queen. I check. Okay, I bet, I guess. All right. Um,
It's checking is definitely probably even the preferred play. Why did I see that? Good question. Why did I see that?
you seem to
Because
see bet a lot.
we still get called by worse. The board
Yeah.
is better for us. Our range is probably decently equity wise. We probably have a range, probably a slight range advantage, right? Do we?
Yeah.
Out of position? Maybe it's a decent range advantage. Is this a decent range advantage? Is this a
It's
board that we
probably
probably get to
close.
see bet more than like other boards?
Shit. From earlier position, we would be c betting it more, I believe,
Yeah.
than we are now from the cutoff.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I haven't focused on those things in quite some time, but I would say, yeah, it's generally going to be better for your range. You probably get to c bet. I still don't think you're going to be c betting more than 50% of the time on this board with from out of position.
Yeah, and I think this hand does not like it. It would be one of the worst ones to do it with, or the
Your hand would
least
love the
least
check.
frequent, I would say.
Yeah.
Oops, I spoiled it what I did.
Okay, so you check. I would check too, and I would say let's call. Yep,
I think this is borderline. I almost wonder if we should be folding.
I like a call still. I'm gonna check.
Check, check.
Yep,
Do we win?
yep. I think he has some ace X sometimes, and then he has absolute bullshit. Yep,
Wow, ace king. Okay. Definitely would not expect to see that.
standard call. Why was
Anybody
he calling?
anybody on this want to see what the c betting strategy is? Cutoff button, second
I
pair,
just looked.
ace high? Yeah.
Yeah,
What do
I'm
you got?
curious. I think we're gonna do. We know it's the most checked configuration in poker in theory,
Super checked.
Is it super
but
check? Is it range
Yeah.
almost?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
I
Yeah.
doubt it's range. But I would guess we're
The
getting
whole
close to
range checks is a
70%,
couple.
80% check. Yeah, let's take a look.
Consider an 80% check a
Whoa, Dean did it for
range
us.
check.
Oh, that's not range. There's some c betting there. There's some hands that like to see bet.
I
But
mean, the
king
entire
queen is.
range checks. Like every hand in the range checks. Then
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, that we know. I just was wondering if it was going to be like fully range check, which
Notice
we're
that it's checking
70.
aces and queens there to protect this massive checking range.
Yeah.
Ace king, it sometimes goes for value, and two pair it goes.
if you roll over the king queen off, if you have a heart, like the king of hearts, is that the combo that will see bet more?
Nah, it just slightly, maybe slightly more, but like with the King of Hearts, it's like 8%,
Okay, no significant difference.
17%, and with the without, it's like 14%.
Yeah.
If you knew this guy was super wide, I would like your c bet more.
I think it was Brian
Yep, should be
and,
Dean.
and Dean.
Oh, yeah, stick me with blind versus blind. This VPIP of 13, but he's only 15 in. I'd still, I mean, I raise, but I don't know if you're supposed to raise pocket pairs or not. I'm like lost here, feet. Check, bet, yeah. That's how much is good size. And now I just give up. I don't hate it with the ace. Now I check back or what? Lose to 6-7 or something.
Brian, this might fall into our category.
Um, I don't hate running one here though. It's just weird blind versus blind, but we went small. We went big on the flop, small on the turn. He shouldn't have a ton of flushes. I think you could run it here. I would say what's the best hand he has is a lot of the time it's gonna be some sort of king X. You can have some ace X, but what is his ace X that continues?
Maybe we do
I
have to
guess
we could fold like the 8-9.
yeah, we could go. I was trying to get. I think you can find like a 35 big blind size ish. I think that gets a lot of folds from sixes, sevens, nines, king X. I think ace X is just not folding, and I don't think he has a lot of flushes or straights. So I don't know. We'll see. What do you do, Mike?
I think I checked here, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was a
Ooh, he
fold.
does have he floated you with
Blind versus
ace
blind.
five. Yeah, that's interesting. Well,
That
good
did.
check. I don't think my size gets through the ace. Maybe. I don't know.
I think if I had a five of clubs, I like a bet for sure.
Larry.
Oh, so I think this hand, well, we've got a short stack. This is a weird one. I think we still prefer ISOing. We want to play heads up in position. I think we prefer an ISO. All right, let's play the implied odds.
Yeah. Another one that's pretty unusual. This I'm with you. I should be ISOing, right?
Yeah, I think
Can you hear me?
Yep.
um yeah, I think you do better ISOing. Um just like you have this kind of hand class in your three bet bluff range. Did you check to us?
Yep. Check to us.
I think I like check. That's fine. All right. So we turned a little bit of equity. I like check. And we've got a value bet against what we hope is a four or fives, weird 10x. So I would go 4 to 6 big blinds. Yeah, that's fine.
Folds.
Got it. He's got some weak like 10-3 or something. 5-6. Ah, okay.
I don't think he ever folds a 10.
Yeah. Like a 10-2 or something. Who knows? Yeah, I don't think he's just gonna fold a 10 here.
All right. I
I think your
don't like
size is fine.
I don't like this hand. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think you generally want, I mean, you're cut off or button. I think you generally, if you choose to play this, you want to ISO. Go from there.
Yep. The flop C bet in a limped pot with middle pair, weak kicker. I don't know.
I will say that I've been playing all these PLO tournaments at night are overlaying on Global Poker, and before they lower the guarantees, I've been playing a lot of PLO tournaments, and There's a lot of overlimping in PLO, and I have no fucking clue. So I end up overlimping a lot with hands that can make nuts.
Okay.
This hand can make the nuts, can make
I don't
nuts and
hate the
hold them.
limp with a short stack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's this hand's worth. I think you just really want to isolate.
If I ISO, I'm only making it 3.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been kind of adjusting. My everything's way different. The way I play, everybody, with the size being inflated and everything like that, you kind of just really have to adjust what you're ISOing. I realized I was ISOing too many implied odds hands that aren't gonna do great on flop most of the time, so I needed to adjust that, which I would say look at this situation somewhat similarly of like I don't really want to ISO a hand that part of the value of it is being able to bluff it, and when you're deep, fold.
Yeah, I'd probably mark this for probably to see what the hell just happened. I don't know why this would be marked. I don't know why. Oh, maybe because that's the end of the marked versions of that session. That's why.
Okay.
All right.
Oh crap, I forgot to build my hands. Does anybody have anything else?
No, I think. Do we want to just call it early? Come back and battle again tomorrow?
That's fine. I'm done.
All right. So I'm gonna stop recording and then we'll make some plans for tomorrow.
Um, well, I should have more hands tomorrow.